Hey guys, welcome to another video by 6 Stages Gaming. We're going to be checking out a new card game called Luck and Logic. It's coming out January 28th for the Japanese edition, and the English version is coming out sometime over the summer. We're going to show you kind of a little bit of how to play and the pace of a game, and show you guys how a basic game would go. So you'll see on the start we have 6 what are called gates. If you've played Duel Masters or Kaijudo, they're kind of like Shield Blasts, where once you destroy one, they each have an effect. And the point of the game is to break all 6 shields. It's important to note when you break the 6th shield, you don't get the turn-up effect, and you automatically lose the game. So you will not get what the actual last gate effect is. So to start the game, you draw 5 cards. Whatever cards you don't want, you put on the bottom of the deck and then draw that many. And just to let you guys know, we are playing with the print and play English versions that are available in the Luck and Logic trading card game groups. If you look on Facebook for them. So shout out to Kevin Bates for putting them together. We did not actually have dice to realize who's going to go first, so I will quickly pull up an app. We'll do it the old-fashioned way, on shoot. So to determine who goes on the play, you have rock, paper, scissors, shoot to determine the winner. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. 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 All right, so you will be on the play. So to start, there's the draw phase. So each person, including the first player, will draw 2 cards and then put 1 card to the stock. Your stock is a resource-based system, and it does a couple other things in this game. Then up next is the level phase. You put 1 card into your hand into the level row, which is beneath, and there's 4 levels. Whoever goes first puts the card face down, because what this represents is how many attacks in a turn you get. So he can now play anything with a level 1 cost or less in his hand.
I'm going to be playing 3 level 1s to cover my 3 gates.
Fair enough.
Now pass turn.
Starting off strong with the strategy, so I will draw 2 cards and then put the top one to stock. Because I'm going second, I'll put 1 in my level face up, and that signifies that I am able to have 1 attack this turn. He has a 6, a 4, and a 6. So I'll play this. On defend, I get to mill a card, and then I'll play this over here. You'll notice that they have 2 different symbols. If they have a black diamond, they're a logicalist, and if they have a white circle, they're a foreigner. One of the unique things about Luck and Logic is they have what's called Transunions, and I'll go into that in my next turn. But just so you know, there's other cards that have a starburst symbol that then would take up both of their spots. But we'll go into that in just a turn. So because I have 1 face-up card in my level, I can attack this turn, and we will move to combat. So I'm targeting this circle, which he then has a chance to intercept with either of his guys if he wants to, or you would normally get to play a card from your hand. Because all the lower-end guys have a limit of 0, you cannot play any cards from your hand in the early phases of the game. So would you like to intercept?
I am going to intercept.
Sure. So in intercept, you have what's over here is a battle area, there's a battle zone, and then there's intercept to the next of it. Because he intercepted, it boosts the power, and then I cannot play any cards from my hand, so the attack doesn't go through. In this game, attackers don't take damage. Attackers do win ties, but in the case that they lose a battle, the attacker just stays on the field. So because that is my 1 attack, I will end my turn, and it'll go back to you for the next turn.
Cards that are in the battle zone go straight to the drop zone after that battle. So I'll draw 2 cards, stock 1. Then I will level 1 card from my hand. Then I'll play Leisurely Daiga. Leisurely Daiga has an effect called Foreigner, and the ability is when your opponent has no destroyed gates, you can activate the effect. I choose 1 member. When he's called, I choose 1 member on my opponent's field with 4,000 less power, and I choose himself, and they both go into the stock.
Which makes me sad because that was my logicalist that I needed to hopefully have a Transunion next turn, but sadness resolves.
Then I'll play Combat Readiness Chloe.
Sure.
She's a logicalist, so I can perform a Transunion. Transunion, you place both the logicalist and the foreigner on the same circle, or in some cases 2 circles, as determined by the symbol underneath their level.
Which is called territories. All level 3 and 4s have 2 territories right now, and all 1s and 2s have 1 territory. So he's going to be playing a Transunion this turn that only requires 1 space.
So I'll be playing Trans Success Chloe. She has an auto effect of when she destroys a gate, I put the top card of my deck into the stock. And I'm going to activate the once per turn Logic Drive.
Yep. So one thing to know about Logic Drives and what makes this game a little bit different is there's 2 actions you can do that use your stock right now. One of them is called Luck Drive, which means if you have 3 stock, you can pay the 3 stock and draw a card. In this case, he's doing what's called a Logic Drive. If you have a Transunion that has 2 souls, or in some cases there might just be 1 soul underneath, you can use what's called the Logic Drive. You pay the cost, and then you get the effect on the card. In this case, he gets a draw card, and he's going to generate an extra stock. Generally, Logic Drives are significantly better than just drawing an extra card, and thus they can only be used once per turn, regardless of however many Transunions you have on the field that have a active Logic Drive. You can only use 1 on any one of your characters.
Next, I'm going to play Logicalist Chloe to cover my other gate.
Yep.
And because I only have 1 face-up card, I can only do 1 attack this turn. So I'm going to use Trans Success Chloe to attack and break his center gate.
Sure. Oops. Kieran Castle, when this gate's destroyed, put the top card of your deck in his stock. If your number of gates rested is 4 or more, rest all your opponent's guys. Because that was the first gate, he doesn't get the secondary effect. And then your Logic Drive. Yep.
Well, that's not the Logic Drive, that's the auto effect.
Oh, it's her auto?
Yeah, her Logic Drive, she gets plus 2,000.
Stock is so good.
Oh yeah, another thing to note. A Transunion gets plus 1,000 power for every unit underneath it in the soul.
Yep, and there's little reminder text on the Logicalist and Foreigners that say plus 1,000 power. All set?
Yeah, I'm going to pass the turn.
So I will stand, draw 2, stock 1. Realize that I'm not too happy about my choices, so I'll put another card in my lobby. I don't have a lot that I can do, so I'm going to pay 3 stock to draw a card. We are very lucky that we hit a Logicalist, so I'll deploy a Logicalist. Has a Forerunner skill. Actually, when it comes into play, I have to mill the top card of my deck. 6 more gates. Choose one of your opponents with no territory, and they'll circle behind them. It pushes them back. And then I will play one of these to protect my other square. And then I will do the Transunion. Because this is an open gate, it doesn't really matter if I protect it or not. And what's worth noting is, in order to attack the gate behind it, the one in front of it must be broken. So now he can freely attack this gate whenever he wants to.
Even if there's a Logicalist on it. Or
a foreigner, or a guy. So when this comes into play, I'm going to mill 2 more cards. An interesting thing to note is that the yellow decks are basically focused on milling yourself. In this game, you're only allowed 2 refreshes before you auto-lose the game. And that's something we'll cover a little bit later. So because I have 2 face-up, I can destroy 2 things, or use 2 attacks, so 5 there, 6. Geez, that's unfortunate for me. So with this, I'll attack into your Logicalist. Again, because he has a limit 0, he can't play anything, but he could intercept if he wishes to. And this is for 10k.
How many cards in hand?
4.
I'm not going to intercept.
Sure.
When members are destroyed, they go into the stock rather than, well, just grave.
And then with my last one, I'll break his center front shield. When it breaks the gate, I mill a card.
And Footprints of Garuga. When the gate's destroyed, top card of my deck into the stock, and it's the same effect as his Kieran Castle. If I have 4 destroyed gates or more, I rest all of his members.
And that's all I got since I did the 2 attacks, and wish I had more to play out of my hand.
I'm going to stand, draw 2, gauge 1, gauge stock.
Some Bushy Road name here.
Bushy Road cards. I'm going to level. Then I'm going to call ALCA joined Chloe.
Yep.
When she's sortied, I choose one of my members with 1 territory. Well, sortied is calling in this game. Choose a member with territory 1, so that's only on 1 square, and I give it plus 1,000 power. In this case, I'm choosing Trans Success. Chloe, putting her up to 10,000 power. Her Forerunner effect does not activate because he has 1 destroyed gate, but her Forerunner effect is I can take her and a 3,000 power member from my opponent's field and put them into the stock.
So very quickly you'll realize that the green cards, and these are the 2 starter decks, remind you, so they might be a little bit different, but green's all about ramping your stock. Yellow is all about your self-mill and then recurring cards from your drop zone. Yep, so it's huge.
I'm going to perform a Transunion for a level 3.
Yep. You're going for the power one, right? The one that powers over an open gate?
I'm thinking about it, but yeah. No point in not going for it.
Yep. So if she's on a broken gate, she gets plus 2,000 power, and then of course she also has a logic drive. So again, this is one of those instances we were talking about where now level 3, it has 2 territories, so it must be touching 2 gates. Diagonal is not okay, so it must be 2 or 2. And even though he has 2 Transunions with soul underneath them, he can only use 1 of the logic drives on one of those guys.
In this case, I'm going to activate First Combat Chloe's Logic Drive, pay 3 stock, draw a card, and until the end of Matt's turn, she gains plus 2,000 power. Then I'm going to call New Encounter Chloe to cover this game. Even though I can only do 2 attacks, I'd rather defend my gates.
Not a bad plan.
Then, for 13,000 power, actually no, for 10,000 power, I'm going to attack his Awakening Power Tamaki using my Trans Success Chloe.
How big is it again?
10k, he got the plus 1k from her.
So again, in this case, attackers win ties, and they're both limit 1, so we can only play 1 card from our hand. You have an option to play a card for the number of limits, or you can do what's called a level boost, where you rest one of your levels, draw a card, but then you must put a card from your hand into the battle zone. I really don't want to do that, but I do want to maybe save mine, so I'll use what's called a paradox for my hand. But one of the things I really like about Luck and Logic is there's a way to transfer battle. So even though his character was stronger, now this is becoming an aura battle. There's a little icon on the cards. Everything has stock 1 aura. But by playing this paradox, all of them get plus 1 aura. And then because I have a Dysphilia member, it gets also plus 2,000 power. In case he cancels it, it's going to act as another insurance.
Now I'm going to do what he said and level boost, which is resting a card, drawing a card, and forcing a card from my hand into the battle zone. In this case, I'll play my own paradox. It's the same as his. When you play 2 paradoxes, they end up canceling each other out, so it goes back to a power match. Both of our units got plus 2,000, I believe.
Yep, but because the paradox cards were turned down, the continuous effect is no longer active. So in this case, it would just go back to the null 10 versus 10, and my guy will die. So again, when something dies, you put it into your stock. The opponent whose guys are being removed gets to choose the order of the cards. Your opponent does not get to see this information. And then after that battle, because both paradoxes were canceled, they just go to the graveyard, or drop zone, sorry. Normally, if a paradox didn't get canceled, it would move over to the paradox zone and would be face up for the rest of the turn.
How many cards in hand?
3. 3 not good ones. I am not doing good this game.
I'm going to go 13,000 at
It's
Foreigner.
it is a limit 0, so it is the deadest.
And that'll end my turn.
So I will draw 2 cards, stock 1, and then I will level. I have a couple extra cards, so I'm going to go ahead and use 3 of that stock to draw an extra card. Didn't do too much for me. But we did get a Foreigner and a Logicalist, so I will Transunion for a 3-drop.
Don't do that.
I don't have 10 or more in there yet, I don't think. It's this
yet.
one, right? Yep. For my level 3, which I will move around shortly. So again, and once you have multiple units on your gates, you are free to move them around however you want. So even though I don't really have much to move around here, I am going to place it on open gate because these two are essentially the same thing where they get a bonus when they're touching a broken gate.
Logic drive.
And I will also use the logic drive. I'm just trying to. It was here or here, and then logic drive. Draw a card during your opponent's next turn. This gets plus 3,000 power.
So it doesn't help you this turn, but it helps you next turn.
Right. So it's very good on defense. This deck is also all about aura battles. It feels like. So it is a 9K and then 11K because it's on a open gate. And because this is broken, I can attack the gate behind it. So I will go 11K at your middle rear circle gate.
I'm going to level boost.
Yep.
Draw a card, and then I'll play Tiger Hunting Ground. All the tactics cards, which are like kind of like instants or just quick cast spells, they cost 1 stock. This one has the effect of giving my unit plus 5,000 power and limit +1, so I can put another card from my hand to the field. And if it is a green member, I put the top card of my deck into the battle zone. And that gives her limit +2, so now I can play 2 more cards to defend her. And then priority passes back to Matt.
Yep. So how much power was the total?
Now I'm at
A lot,
14.
actually. Yep. We're gonna power boost, draw a card, and we're gonna try to do a paradox battle
Uh-oh.
to switch to aura, so I can get +1 aura to his stock 1.
I pretty much have nothing to lose here, so I'm going to use a level boost as well. Draw a card, and play a card that gives him aura +2. So that'll be my 3 aura to his 2.
And I don't have anything to play with the tactics, so we are going to try to level boost.
Did you pull it off?
No. We're gonna go for a limit +2 and just looking for an aura card. And we didn't get it. So we are gonna play this last tactics that doesn't do anything because I can't pay the cost. And he will win this battle. So normally what would happen if I had other attacks, Paradox moves over the Paradox zone. The rest of battles for this turn would be in aura. Because I'm moving to my end phase, all Paradoxes go to the drop zone. And then I'll pass to your turn. So now in your turn, this is plus 3,000 power, making it a 12K.
Alright, I'll stand.
The problem here is I no longer have anything to level boost with, so I'm really not in a good position.
I'm going to just want to make sure I'm allowed to take this out right now, right?
No, it's when you go to 4.
Okay, so I have to be at 4.
Yep.
Level.
Again, if you guys are watching this video and we made any mistakes, please let us know in the comments section as well. We're trying to learn the game ourselves and trying to teach more people too. So shout out to Heart of the Cards TCG on YouTube. Those guys do a lot of great stuff for Bushy Road games, and basically their how to play video is why I got into this game. So I would very strongly recommend checking out Heart of the Cards TCG and heartofthecards.com.
Sponsorship. I think I'm going to attack your Unbroken Faith Tamaki. Use one of my limits to add 5,000 power to my member.
So it gets plus 3K, right? So it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How big is your guy?
My guy is 9, 10, 11, so 16.
I will use a plus 5K.
Now I'm going to level boost, draw a card, add 5K more.
Yep. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything to do. We could play a couple more cards out of our hand, but we can't afford to play them in hopes that we actually get something well in our next couple draws. So we will let that go to stock.
Then I'll be breaking his gates.
Yep. When this is destroyed, put the top 3 cards into my stock.
And then you're the front gate.
Yep.
Her effect will let me put a card into the stock.
Top card in his stock, and then if it's 4 or more, I get to play something for free, but I don't have anything, so it's just chilling.
And I'll pass the turn.
Alright, I will stand, I will draw 2, stock 1. I will level. Technically, you do have to deploy them on 2 separate circles, and then a Transunion will bring them together. Yeah, the card I don't have a Paradox combo with. Womp womp.
It's fine though. You can still make plays.
I mean, we're trying to squeak ourselves out of this game. 3 to draw a card. 3 to draw another card. And this is just going to go here as a vanilla 8K, unfortunately. It does, even though it doesn't have to get the logic drive, it does have the continuous tilt effect. So if my Transunions and my drop is 10 or more, it gets plus 2,000 power, which I don't think I have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even close. Because I'm showing all Transunions in here. So that protects all my gates. Oh yeah, organize this a little bit better.
For now.
Exactly. Unfortunately, she's not going to get the level boost, but we need to at least get some of his attackers off the table, so we will 11K here.
That is perfectly...
Oh, I should have went with this one. Yeah, actually. Sorry. Let's back this up so I'm not terrible to everyone that's watching this. They're both 8K, so attackers, again, when in ties. It's a limit 1, so he does have the option to try to play 1 card from his hand if he wants to.
Bam.
He wants to make an aura battle, so I will level boost. And then I will give my guy plus 2 aura to win the battle. So this is one of those times where his Paradox moves over that way, and then he has a chance to make the rest of these Paradox battles. I will attack, and I will use a plus 2 aura on this back circle.
Level boost immediately. Give her plus 2 aura, and then she gets another limit.
Don't get to pay 1.
Alright, thank you. She gets another limit, and then I put the top card in my deck. Ooh, that hurts. When 2 paradoxes are played, they cancel out.
I think it's actually if you play 2, you cancel 1 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
It's when it's opposite of its. When it's opposite, one of them cancels, or they both cancel. So just turn them face down. But either way, I was not winning this battle, so this is going to happen. Nothing good for me, and I am just going to pass the turn. I'll actually have to look up that ruling. I forget if it's one way or the other, but and that's all I got. So I'll pass it back to you. Graveyard as well.
Stand and draw 2. Stop 1. Ooh. Normally I'd want to change out a card for the level, but I don't want to change anything in my hand right now.
Sure.
You have to level before you go into your main phase and start calling things. It's a silly rule. No, it's not. I'll perform.
Yep.
Legion.
Don't call it other things. It's a Transunion. Don't call it other things.
OP guy.
Yep. The card that this deck basically cannot beat. It basically becomes a 16K on my turn, which means I'm only winning through aura battles.
And my turn.
Yep. Well, more importantly, I can't kill it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Someone activated a Logic Drive. She becomes a 16K until the end of Matt's turn.
Do you have another guide just to play and win this turn?
No, I only have 3 attacks because I never
that's right.
switched out for level because I don't want to. I'm gonna go 16K. Actually, that's more. Oh, is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, 16K it is Tamaki.
Yep. 9 to 11. I'm gonna go for a limit 2. Boost again. give it plus power, he's still winning, and then have to boost on this last one. And try to make it a paradox.
Didn't you Logic Drive her?
No, that was the turn before that.
Okay. So you're
I
trying
thought
to
it
make
was.
paradox? Level boost.
Nope. I'm pretty sure I did. Yep. So he's going to win this battle. Paradox moves over, and this is moving to my stock.
Then I'm going to break this gate.
Top 3 cards to stock.
Perfect. Lets me put one in stock. I'm going to break the other gate.
Top card of deck in a stock, and I get to return something from my drop zone to my hand. So I'm going to return a Logic list.
Oh dear. And then I'll have to pass the turn.
Yep. So I will draw 2 stock. I'm definitely going to refresh here. I'm not going to level anything. My hands, or my level's fine the way it is. I think there should be. Oh no, it's in my stock because I just put it there. Rough. 3 to draw a card. 3 to draw a card. When your deck runs out, you're forced to take a refresh. Again, as we mentioned earlier, you can only refresh twice in a game. You'll see exactly why. After a refresh, you must remove the top card of your deck from the game. And again, in my deck, that's usually in the yellow and red cards, there's a strategy to self-mill. So it's a way to keep the balance level in check. So I'll remove the top card from my deck. It'll just go off camera. And then I will do a Transunion. And I'm going to shortcut and just play those 2 there. We're going to Logic Drive, which I can't remember if I did or not last time, so I might have misplayed that, but
Yeah.
we're going to Logic Drive and go from there.
If you had, I don't think I would have been able to kill her as easily.
Cut if you wish to cut. Logic Drive. This is draw. Or no, this is the one that's plus power. It's the other one I was thinking of. So they'll get 2K because I don't have 7 or more. So I'll give both these 2K. And then I'll play this.
It's pretty scary.
Unfortunately, not doing too much else. So we'll go. It's only a 9 in the back. I'll go 10 here.
And a level boost. Draw a card. Paradox.
Level boost. We're going to cancel that. And because that's his 1 limit, it will swing that in my favor.
Correct.
9, 10, 11, 12. I will go 13 here.
Going to level boost.
Yep. So now these are both limit 3s, and this is where the battles get a bit more interesting. So it's 5 to pass. 12. Or no, I got plus 2K, so 11, 12, 13 to what is it?
11, 16.
We'll just play a 5K from hand.
I'm going to defend her vehemently. And fail.
Alright, so then that'll be defeating goes to stock. And then we really got to try to win this race, so we will break this gate.
Ooh. Put the top card of my deck in the stock. Choose one.
That's a revive too.
Draw,
Oh
and return it to my
no!
hand.
Oh yeah, that's probably just game for us.
I wonder what kind of card do I want to add?
This goes to my draw.
Of course, we always want to add how many versus.
I mean, you're just looking for another Transunion, so you can refresh and get your other insanely broken Chloe.
Hoping for it.
I mean, if it's not in your stock,
Alright,
then as to you.
I'll stand. Flip my cards around. Draw 2. Stop 1. hit the luck. Call.
Yep.
Transunion.
Probably refreshing.
For 1.
Really?
It's not her, but it's still pretty nice to have something like her.
I probably just would have gone for the refresh penalty. Or you're just going to draw a bunch of cards, whichever.
I had no way to get to the refresh, unfortunately.
We can always do a force refresh. You have the option during a Transunion to refresh if you don't see the card that you want. Would you like to go back and do a Transunion?
I would like to go back.
Okay, sorry. I don't think that's ever been relevant yet in our playtesting matches, but during your Transunion, if you don't like the card, you don't see something you like, you get to do a refresh. In this game, complete all actions that you're doing and then take the refresh penalty, which again is removing the top card from your deck to the remove from game zone. And when you either are forced to refresh or take a second refresh, you automatically lose when that second card goes to the remove from game zone.
For sure, it's Logic.
And of course, the one of other super OP Chloe is in his deck and not in the stock.
Nope, it was in the grave actually. And the reason I didn't level this turn is because I'm playing 3 territory 2s.
Pretty good.
So I'm going to activate this Chloe's effect. Logic Drive. Pay 3. She gets 16,000 till the end of its turn.
You want to just draw some extra cards then, since you're probably going to win this turn?
Draw
To
some
try to
extra
win the battle?
cards.
I would just draw the extra card, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You want all the cards to win in battle this turn, which I think I have enough to power through, but we'll find out.
Alright, now we're going to go... How much is she at right now?
Right now she is just an 11k.
Alright, then I'm going to go 12k at her.
Sure. I'm going to play Arc Bolt on stage. This is her Paradox combo, so it switches the battle to Aura, and she gets plus 5k.
A level boost. And give my guy Aura plus 2.
I'll play a Tactics and pay the cost. Gives it plus 2 Aura and plus 1 limit. So limit plus 3. I can add a lot more to my battle.
Not plus 3 because she counts towards the limit.
Or, right.
Well, you're forcing my hand here, Matt. Another Aura plus 2. So you have 3 more Aura, or 3 more units you can use?
Hold on, let's actually figure this out because it's relevant. So plus 1, plus 2, so 3 total, so 6 total cards.
So you need 2 more?
Yeah, we unfortunately have to go all out on this.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yep. So what happens is this dies, this goes over here.
I'll hit you with the one with no soul.
Yep. Breaks the last gate. You do not get the last gate broken effect, and that is it for me. I am the deadest.
Sadness results.
Yes, very much sadness resolves. So that's the basic game, guys. We're going to be doing more games once the Japanese trial decks are actually out. We should have those for you very soon. If you want to see more content for this game, let us know in the comments. We're trying to decide what games that we might add to the channel as far as secondary content, and we are very, very excited about this game. So if you guys want to see more content for this game, including opening up the trial decks, maybe see a booster box opening, things of that nature, let us know. We are definitely going to be playing this game once the English format comes out for it. So
it'll happen soon.
So thank you very much for joining me, Andrew, in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure to comment down below, like the video, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more Luck and Logic gameplay, action, or content in general, and we'll catch you on the next game that we play. Have a good one, guys.